I inherited $3 million. My girlfriend immediately quit her job and started planning our dream life without asking me, so I kicked her out. I always thought money couldn't change people, just amplify what was already there. I was wrong. It changed everything, and it showed me a side of my girlfriend I never knew existed. We lived in a little house in a quiet, rural town in central Pennsylvania. Think rolling hills, old farmhouses, and a main street with a single traffic light. I worked at the local plant, a steady job with decent pay, and my girlfriend Sarah was a dental assistant. We'd been together for 5 years, lived together for 3. We weren't rich, but we were happy enough, saving for a modest future, maybe a slightly bigger house, a reliable car. Our biggest splurge was a weekend trip to a bed and breakfast in Gettysburg once a year. Life was simple, predictable, and I thought solid. Then the call came. It was a lawyer from out of state talking about my great Aunt Mildred. I barely remembered her, a distant relative who lived down in Florida, mostly known for sending me a crisp dollar bill in a birthday card every year until I was 10. The lawyer was formal, polite, and dropped a number that made my head spin. $3 million. Mildred had been a shrewd investor apparently, and with no direct heirs, I was her closest living relative. I hung up the phone, my hand shaking, the world tilting on its axis. I told Sarah that evening over a takeout pizza from our local place, Tony's. Her eyes went wide, then sparkled like I'd never seen before. $3 million, she shrieked, jumping up and hugging me so tight I could barely breathe. Oh my God, honey, we're rich. We're finally rich. We spent the rest of the night dreaming. A new car, maybe a small vacation, paying off our mortgage. I talked about investing, most of it, setting us up for a comfortable retirement. She talked about a trip to Europe, a fancy watch. It was fun, exciting, harmless fantasy. I figured we'd celebrate, then get serious about a financial plan. The next morning, I woke up to the smell of burnt toast. Sarah was already up, buzzing around the kitchen. "Good morning, future millionaire," she chirped, handing me a slightly charred piece of toast and a coffee. "Guess what? I quit my job." I choked on my coffee. I quit. Why do I keep working at Dr. Peterson's office when we're loaded? We don't need my measly salary anymore. She beamed, completely oblivious to the cold dread that was starting to form in my stomach. "Sarah, we talked about being smart with this," I said, trying to keep my voice even. "We need to invest it, plan for the future. You just quit?" "Oh, don't be such a fuddy-duddy," she waved her hand dismissively. "We have $3 million. We're set for life. I'm going to spend the day looking at houses online. I saw this amazing place in the next county, 5 bedrooms, a pool." My heart sank. This wasn't the Sarah I knew. This was someone else. Over the next few days, it only got worse. She was glued to her laptop, looking at luxury cars, designer clothes, and exotic vacations. She talked about our dream house and our new life as if it was already decided, and I was just along for the ride. She stopped doing her share of the chores, claiming she was too busy planning our future. She started expecting me to pay for everything, even small things like her coffee, saying, "What's a few bucks to a millionaire?" I tried to talk to her. "Sarah, we need to be responsible. This money needs to last. We should talk to a financial advisor, maybe put most of it in a trust." She just scoffed. "A trust? Are you serious? What's the point of having money if we can't enjoy it? You're being so selfish." "This is our money now, and I want to enjoy it." "It's my inheritance, Sarah," I reminded her gently, "and I want us to be secure. We can't just blow it all." Her face hardened. "So what? You're going to hoard it? You're going to leave me in this dump while you swim in your money? I thought you loved me." The arguments became more frequent, more intense. The light in her eyes that used to be for me, for us, was now solely for the things money could buy. She started treating me less like a partner and more like a walking ATM. The breaking point came a week later. I came home from work tired and found her beaming, holding up a glossy brochure. "Look," she exclaimed, "I booked it. 2 weeks in Bora Bora, in first class all the way. It's going to be amazing." My jaw dropped. "You booked a trip? Without even asking me? How much did that cost?" "Oh, just a little over 50 grand," she said casually, as if it were pocket change. "But it's worth it. It's our first big trip as millionaires." $50,000. For a trip I didn't even want, booked without a single word of consultation? My stomach twisted. "Sarah, you can't just spend that kind of money without talking to me. That's irresponsible. That's insane." Her face flushed. "Irresponsible? Insane? We have $3 million. What's your problem? Why are you trying to ruin everything? I'm trying to make us happy." "This isn't happiness, Sarah," I said, my voice shaking. "This is a nightmare. This isn't you. This isn't us." She glared at me, her eyes narrowed. "You know what? Maybe you don't deserve this money. Maybe you're just too small-minded to appreciate what we have." That was it. The woman I loved, the woman I thought I knew, was gone, replaced by a demanding, entitled stranger. The money hadn't just amplified her, it had devoured her. "Get out," I said, the words coming out in a flat, cold voice I barely recognized as my own. She froze. "What did you say?" I said, "Get out. This is my house and you need to leave. This isn't working. You've changed, Sarah. And I can't be with someone who sees me as a bank account." Her face crumpled, then hardened into fury. "You're kicking me out? After 5 years? After I stood by you through everything? You selfish, greedy bastard. You think that money makes you better than me." "No," I said, staring her down. "But it showed me who you really are, and I don't like it." The next few hours were a blur of screaming, tears, and accusations. She called her mother, who called me, demanding I reconsider. I stood firm. I told her to pack a bag for a few days and that I'd arrange for her to get the rest of her things later, with supervision if necessary. She stormed out, slamming the door so hard a picture frame fell off the wall. I sat down on the couch, the silence deafening. The pizza box was still on the coffee table. The Bora Bora brochure lay open on the floor. I felt a profound sadness, a deep disappointment. The money was supposed to bring us security, comfort. Instead, it had ripped us apart. I called a lawyer the next day, then a financial advisor. I set up proper accounts, made smart investments. I didn't quit my job. I went back to Betty's Diner for my morning coffee, where the owner, Martha, gave me a knowing look. "Heard things are changing for you, honey," she said, pouring me a refill. I just nodded. In a small town like ours, news travels faster than a speeding bullet. It wasn't easy. Sarah tried to come back a few times, alternating between apologies and then threats. Her family tried to intervene, but I held my ground. I grieved the relationship, the future I thought we had. But I also felt a strange sense of relief, a quiet peace. The money was mine, yes, but more importantly, my life was mine again. And this time I was going to build it on solid ground, not on a pile of cash. Updates. Update 1, it's been a week since Sarah moved out. The house feels strangely empty, but also lighter. She's been blowing up my phone with texts, sometimes apologetic, sometimes angry, demanding access to our money. It feels like I'm untangling a very complicated knot. My family has been incredibly supportive, especially my sister, who brought over a lasagna and just sat with me in silence. Update 2, 2 weeks out. Sarah came by the house yesterday unannounced, demanding to talk. I didn't open the door. She yelled for a bit, then left. My lawyer has sent her a formal letter regarding her belongings and the dissolution of our shared assets, which are minimal, thankfully. It's a beautiful spot, and it helps to remember the simpler things. Update 3, a month later. Sarah picked up her things, escorted by a friend. It was tense, but uneventful. I saw her briefly, and she looked tired, but still had that edge in her eyes. I've been focusing on my job, and I've started volunteering at the local animal shelter. It's grounding, reminds me that there's more to life than money. The financial advisor has been a godsend. We've got a solid plan for the inheritance, most of it invested for the long term. Update 4, 3 months. I heard through the grapevine that Sarah is working again, part-time, at a different dental office a few towns over. She apparently told people I became a greedy monster after the inheritance. I just shrug. Let them think what they want. I'm feeling more like myself than I have in a long time. I've reconnected with old friends, started going to the high school football games again on Friday nights. Life is slowly getting back to normal, a new normal. Update 5, 6 months. I went on my first date since the breakup. It was with a woman from a neighboring town, a librarian who loves hiking. It was casual, no pressure, and we talked about books, not money. It felt easy. It's refreshing to be with someone who isn't looking at me like a lottery ticket. The inheritance is still there, quietly growing, but it's no longer the center of my universe. I'm learning that true wealth isn't just in the bank, but in the peace of mind and genuine connections you have. Final update, it's been over a year now. My life is good, really good. I'm still at the plant, still living in my little house, but with a renewed sense of purpose and stability. The money has given me freedom, yes, but not in the way Sarah envisioned. It's given me the freedom to choose, to live without financial fear, and to be more generous with my time and resources. I've been dating Live, the librarian, for a few months now, and it's been wonderful. She's kind, grounded, and we share simple joys, cooking together, exploring local trails, and just enjoying each other's company. She knows about the inheritance, of course, but it's never been a topic of conversation beyond a quick acknowledgement. It's just part of my story, not the whole thing. I learned a hard lesson, but I also learned what truly matters. And it turns out it's not $3 million, it's the people you choose to share your life with and the peace you find within yourself.